The Community Television Consortium of Stark County presents this edition of What's Happening, the show about you, the people of Stark County. And now, here's your hostess for tonight's show, Susie Vitale.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of What's Happening in Stark County. I'm Susie Vitale. Our first guest this evening is Chet Warren, who's the director of Primetime. And Chet, you're here to tell us about Primetime. So first of all, could you just basically explain what the Primetime program is?
Well, Primetime basketball consists of 10 teams this coming summer. And it's about getting young men off the street, getting them, if they need education, sign them up with JTP, education component, try to help with the employment services, try to get them into jobs, and manage life management skills. Okay,
now who specifically is this for? What age group, and who can come to Primetime?
Well, it's for all Stark County, it's age 17 to 30.
Okay.
The young kids can come in, or young men can come in.
Where do you have this?
Well, we have this coming year. This summer we're gonna have that in Nemasilla Park.
Okay, and is it just run in the summer, or is this a year-round program?
It's run in the summer and in the fall.
Okay, and what time of day do you have this?
Well, we start at 6 o'clock. We normally finish up around 10:30 to 11.
Okay, now this grew out of midnight basketball, or replaced midnight basketball. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, because midnight basketball, it was supposed to be component like prime time, but only thing, when a young man get done playing basketball at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, we know he's not going to get up to go look for a job.
That's for sure. Okay, so this has been a replacement for midnight basketball.
Yes.
Okay, now why was this program started? Was this like specifically for entertainment, or was this more for the education side?
It's more for education side, and we were trying to show the young men that basketball is not the way out for them. Education, jobs, opportunities for them, college. We have a lot of young men that right now signed up to go to college because of Primetime basketball.
Okay, how do you do this now? You said you help them get their high school diplomas and sign up for college. How do you go about doing this?
Well, we work, our coaches work with us a lot, work with the young men a lot. We hooked up with employment services, Stark County Employment Services, the Urban League, and Canton Employment Services, and look for jobs for our young men.
Now, did you do this last year?
Yes, we came out and started in October.
Okay, so this has been going on for a while, so you know that this works?
Yes.
Is this a national program, or is this just a local?
It's local. Right now, it's local.
Okay, but there are a lot of people that are involved in it. How is this funded?
Well, the Timken Foundation, thank God for them, to help us out. And then the Canton City, they put in $52,000, $26,000 on the foundation side, and $26,000 for the city.
Okay, now who are the people that are running the program?
Well, I'm the only director, and then Paul Martin with Youth Development, he and Julie Sparks, they helped me out quite a bit. Without them, it probably would have been hard to manage.
Are there a lot of different locations that you have this, or is there just one place that they come to?
Well, in the fall, we have it at we started at Martin School and Hartford School, middle school. And thank the city schools for helping us out too. They gave us a discount so we can run that.
Okay, so in the summer then it's just going to be at the one place?
Yes, ma'am, right now. So, and then we're looking for, hopefully if we can get enough young ladies involved, we can get a component for the young ladies.
That'd be really nice.
Yes.
Okay, so if somebody is watching, like, do you have to be eligible in some way to come to this, or just be within the age group, or what?
Be in the age group.
Okay, and you said that this is for everyone. Do you want to explain that?
Well, everyone. Well, this year we have, in the summer, we have room for college kids. But we're targeting for like most young men don't have any jobs or education, don't know where to go, just running the streets. So if you have a job, we try to shun away from people that have jobs.
Okay, is this just for minorities, or is this for, is this all inclusive of?
It's on for everybody.
Okay, so you want everybody to come to this.
Yes.
If somebody wants information, like who is the person that they would talk to?
They could talk to me or Julie Sparks or Paul Martin down in Youth Development. The phone number is 489 3350, or they can call me at 471-3286.
Okay. And is there any charge at all for this, or is this?
No charge.
No charge. So they just need to call. And do they need to register or sign up?
They have to register, sign up.
Okay. And is there any commitment for length of time that they're going to be playing?
Commitment.
As far as, do they have to say, well, I'm going to do the whole program for the summer, or can they just try it?
No, they can try it, and it's not really a commitment, but hopefully that's what we train our coaches to do. They be like a mentor with the young men, what team they're with. They stick with the young guys all the way out.
Okay, what's the phone number real quickly one last time?
471-3286, 489-3350.
Okay, thanks for coming this evening.
Glad to be here.
Speaking of basketball, next up we have the Canton Lincoln Alumni Cheerleaders. Stay with us.
Oh.
Our next two guests are Lincoln Alumni Cheerleaders. We have Pam Addington Bailey and Janet Weir Creighton. And Pam, first of all, is going to introduce the other cheerleaders who aren't here. So do you want to tell us a little bit about who the cheerleaders are?
Sure. Okay, we have Linda Alvarez-Neff, who graduated in '69 with me. We have Kim Miller-Steineck, 1972. Jeannie Volts-Young, 1971. Jody Perez-Morris, 1976. Peggy Robart, 1966, and of course you, who graduated in 1966. And we also have a coach, Jeannie Lindamood Borden. She graduated in 1966.
Okay, thanks. Now, Janet, for people who aren't from here and don't know about All City Night, do you want to explain why everyone's so excited about All City Night?
We're all excited about All City Night because we haven't done it for a long time. It really was a tradition that started in 1950 and ran through 1976 with the four old high schools, Lincoln, Timken, Lehman, and McKinley. And it's just a night where we play one another, and the enthusiasm and the rivalry is just as intense today as it was back in 1968 or 65.
Okay, and there used to only be 4 city high schools, so that was the night that they all played each other.
That's correct. And we have resurrected that particular game, and we'll be doing it for a span of 3 years.
Okay, when is this going to be?
It's Saturday, March 30th.
Okay, and who's playing who?
Lincoln plays Lehman. We tip off at 7:15. McKinley plays Timken at 8:45. The doors open to the public at 6:15.
Okay, now, who all is going to be there? Do you have to have been a particular person to participate in this?
Yes.
Okay.
You had to have participated in an all-city night from 1950 through 1976. We'll repeat those dates again. A basketball player, cheerleader, a coach, a referee, a band member, pep band member, majorette. I guess that would really kind of round out the group that will be participating.
Okay, so our youngest basketball players are 38.
That's
so
right.
So this has a limited lifespan. Okay. Okay. Now, is this played by the rules? Is this competitive? Because last year was the first one, and they let you shoot a foul shot, Janet, and the team held you up to the basket, and they counted it on the scoreboard. So, how are the rules going this year?
Well, that even though it counted on the scoreboard, it did not count on the official scoring book. But there are rules. There are 14-minute quarters. There are continuous clock, except for the last minute. It's only a shooting foul will be shot. So the timeliness of the game, we have to keep it rolling. And our half times are 10 minutes, and each school gets 5 minutes to do their entertaining.
Okay, now, the money that's raised from this, and there's quite a bit because there's so many people that come to this, what does this go for?
It goes to all the scholarship funds for all 4 high schools.
Okay, and is this even, how do you divide the money up between the 4?
Everything is divided into 4s.
Okay.
And last year each school got $3,100.
That's wonderful. Okay, now there's going to be a tape available, I understand.
Yes, there is going to be a videotape available, and that can be purchased by contacting the alumni associations, or they can write to P.O. Box 20192, Canton.
Now, are there going to be 2 separate tapes this year of each game, or is there going to be 1 tape with both games?
2 separate tapes.
That's good, because the last tape there were a lot of things like us,
Yes,
cheering
right,
that
yeah.
wasn't on it. Okay, so if somebody wants to get tickets, now it's not like you can go to the high school and get tickets, so where can people get tickets?
Tickets are available all over town from all the alumni associations, Hub Victor, the Field House, Capistrand Jewelers, Canton Flower, Sutton Flowers, Mang's Variety, Bloom Secaris, just about anywhere where you see a sign, or you can buy tickets that night at the door, but we do recommend that you not have to stand in that long line, because last year we had over 4,000 people there, that you buy your tickets pre-sale.
There was a lot of walk-up last year. Okay.
They're all $4, and it's all general admission, too.
Oh, that's right. There's no reserved seats, so you really need to get there. And even if you're coming for the second game, you really should come early because there was standing room only last year.
Right.
Okay, if somebody wants to call and get information, if they forget, what's a phone number they could call? Could they call Mangs?
They can call Mangs, 452-1412, or they can call me, 454-3610.
Okay, and what's the date again?
Saturday, March 30th.
Okay, and 7:15 is
the tip-off
time.
Be there, be square.
Doors open at 6.
Right.
Okay, thanks for coming this evening.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Susie.
Next up, we have the Fire Prevention Bureau. Stay with us. Our next guest is Captain Robert Cerny from the Fire Prevention Bureau, where he's the Bureau Chief. And we're here tonight to talk about my favorite topic, carbon monoxide. So would you just sort of explain to people what sources are of carbon monoxide in your home?
The sources are anything that's a fuel-burning appliance in your home. And that could be your barbecue grill, your hot water tank, your furnace, your dryer, your stove, and your automobile. A lot of people don't realize with the garage attached to the house, your automobile and a lot of things that you do in the garage will, give off carbon monoxide.
Okay, what are some of the precautions that people can take so that they aren't exposed to carbon monoxide?
One of the things you should be aware of is the danger itself. That there is a danger that if you have a gas home or gas appliances in your home, that you have a danger from carbon monoxide, and to know the signs and symptoms of it, and to take adequate steps to protect yourself against that. And one of the things recently on the market is a CO detector.
And how do they work?
What it does at 50 parts per million, which is OSHA considers hazardous over an 8-hour period, it is absorbed into your bloodstream. And a lot of people don't understand that carbon monoxide is a cumulative poison that over a period of time it displaces oxygen in your blood system, and the systems get progressively worse, and after 8 hours of 50 parts per million, it could cause death. And what the CO detector does is if you reach these high levels in your house, it sounds an alarm and alerts you that there is a problem.
Now, these have only been out recently, and a lot of people have been putting them in their homes. There's a good place and not so good place to put them. So you want to, what's the best place to put your detector?
Ideal place, the place you don't want to put them, and a lot of people feel that they should put them there, is by their furnace. You can get a lot of false readings with backdrafts and puffs of carbon monoxide coming out of your furnace due to just inclement weather and wind conditions. The place you want to put them is where carbon monoxide most strikes people, and that's near their sleeping quarters.
Okay.
In the bedroom areas.
Okay, now you were explaining some of the ways that like a gas dryer could start leaking. How would that work?
One of the ways is the vent pipe in the back can come loose. And if you happen to be doing laundry on a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever day your laundry day is, you're running a lot of clothes through the dryer, you're starting to have a big buildup in carbon monoxide in the home. And this tends to be in cold climates where the doors aren't being opened and shut and the windows aren't open. And that's how you'll get a buildup from your dryer. Other ways you can get it is, say, a bird or an animal will build a nest in the chimney of your house and block your block your flue. And that happens in the summer. And then come winter, when you put this appliance into use, the carbon monoxide cannot escape, and it builds up and it backs up to the house.
Okay, also like grilling in your garage.
Yeah, one of the things you don't want to do, and a lot of people like to have steaks in their winter, they'll bring their barbecue gas grill in, and they use their barbecue grill in the garage, and then it builds up as they're going in and out the house.
Okay, so the best thing to do is to be checking all your hot water heater if you've got gas, anything that's got gas going into it, you really want to get it checked.
A regular maintenance program for all your gas appliances is a necessity, and that's probably the best way to avoid carbon monoxide.
Yes, and I know firsthand.
Yeah, you had a bad experience with it.
I did. When we had the earthquake in '86, my furnace was really shaken and got some holes in the heat exchange. And we were chronically poisoned for 2 years, and we didn't know what it was, and it took a long time, but once they discovered it, they said it was the worst leak they'd ever seen, and it was a miracle we were alive. So I live in an all-electric home now.
Yeah, that's one thing. People that do live in an all-electric home don't really
We're safe.
Yeah, you're safe.
Except for the fireplace.
Well, and if you drag that barbecue grill into your kitchen there.
That's true. That's true. Okay, if somebody wants to call you up and ask you if they've been having symptoms or signs, what are some of the symptoms and signs really quickly?
Nausea, dizziness, headache, and vomiting are the early signs. And severe headache and confusion and disorientation is in a progressed state.
Okay.
And one of the things, it will affect your children and your pets earlier than it will a full-size a grown adult.
Okay, so, we're out of time. What's the phone number if somebody wants to call and get more information?
489-3400.
Okay, thanks a lot for coming this evening.
Thank you for having me.
We've got the McKinley Museum next. Stay with us. Our next two guests are from the McKinley Museum. We have Rose Anderson, who's the Director of Education and Marketing, and we have Joyce Yett, who is the Executive Director of the museum. And they're here to talk about the bridal fashion show. This got started a couple years ago, Joyce, so do you want to explain how you came up with this idea?
Rose and I were painting the museum after hours and trying to decide on something that would be different to be a fundraiser. And we decided what we had that no one else had was history.
That's true.
So we decided that we would do a bridal fashion show because everyone loves weddings. And we started, and then 3 months later we had a very successful sellout luncheon and bridal show. And we had to move to larger quarters last year, and we did that at the North Canton Civic Center, and that's where we're going to be again this year.
Now, what's this called?
It's called Ivy Wed, 100 Years of Bridal Fashion.
Okay, and why is it called that?
Well, we just thought it was a catchy title that we could use year after year after year, and we do include 100 years of bridal fashion.
Okay, so basically what is this like then? When you come to this fashion show, what's it like? Either one.
There's a fashion show of dresses that have already been worn. Sometimes we have a few new dresses, but most of the dresses have been worn, and they do have history and they do have stories.
Okay, Pat Anderson Perkins now wore her dress last year that she was going to wear when she married Rick in June, so that was kind of fun. And then there was a bride that had been married, what, 2 weeks before or something?
Something like that, yes, and she had a very old-fashioned dress. And Pat's dress, I believe, dated back to somewhere between, we thought, 1915 and 1910, somewhere like that. It was a very, very well-kept older dress she had some restoration done to, and it was a gorgeous dress.
Okay, so there's a nice luncheon that goes with this?
Oh, yes. There's a luncheon. We always have wedding cakes for dessert, and we also have a raffle this year with, it will be a 50-50 raffle with lots of extra prizes.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Now, do you want to tell us, you've brought a couple dresses here.
I brought a couple. These are not the traditional bridal gowns that we think of these days. This one dates back to 1922. It's very straight. I can hold it up, but maybe we can get a shot of it. It has vertical pleats in the front, and it matches exactly in the back. On the sides, it's kind of a what we would think of nowadays as a lace tablecloth type of look, and there is a matching slipper satin slip underneath, and it's got, of course, the little belt that was very popular in the 20s, and the very open, loopy kind of top, almost a spaghetti strap type of bodice, held up the bodice, and then this very open look over the shoulder. And so this, of course, was the flapper revolt to Victorian times.
Well, that's not, and you always look into the history of them and ask for stories. So when the model's going down the runway, there's a lot of interesting dialogue going on.
We've done some research as to what was popular when and how styles have returned, and are copied even now. We find dresses going back 100 years to the Victorian look with the big leg of mutton sleeves, and into the early 1900s with the more straight look. This will probably be the next thing.
That one's beautiful. And do you want to explain about this one?
Oh, yes.
This looks like a Hawaiian wedding.
Actually, this was a garden wedding. Everybody remembers the flower child of the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
And this was a very popular style of gown with the empire waist. The big scoop neck, the little puff sleeves, the flounce on the bottom.
It's perfect.
Many dresses from the 60s look just like this. The fancier ones were made of lace and maybe a little bit of satin pot de soie. Those that are truly a flower child wedding, we're going to find this kind of fabric. This is just like a cotton batiste. There's a little slip underneath, but they were very flowing, very loose, very laid back. Very 60s. Okay,
now there's this year you're featuring a particular era. Oh, we've only got about 30 seconds left, so tell me really quickly.
50 years, 1946, yes.
Okay, now if someone has a dress and they'd like to maybe share it with people and let the models wear it and they're very careful with the dresses, could they still call you?
Sure.
And what's the phone number?
455-7043.
Okay, and what's the date of this? We forgot.
March the 30th at noon.
Okay, same day as All City Nights. It's going to be a long day.
All right.
Okay, thanks for coming this evening. Next up, we have Mount Union College. Stay with us.
We didn't say how much.
Our next two guests are Tim DeStefano, who is the Director of Bands at Mount Union College, and Dr. Victoria Harris, who is the Chairman of the Music Department. And we're here to talk about Mount Union and the Music Department. So first of all, what makes Mount Union a good choice? Why is it unique?
Well, we feel that Mount Union provides a lot of individual attention to the student and many opportunities to become proficient in their field from the first year in which they are students.
Okay. There's a very small teacher-to-student ratio, is that right?
That's right. Typically, the average class will have a ratio of about 12 to 15 students to the teacher. And so the students always are known very well to the teacher. The teacher is able to recognize everybody and knows everybody's birthday, and students can always come up and ask a question of the teacher at any time.
Now, specifically in the music department, you have a lot of different degrees, I noticed looking at the book. What are the different degree programs that you have?
The two specific professional music degree programs that we have are the Bachelor of Music degree, which is a performance-oriented degree, and the Bachelor of Music Education degree, which focuses on students who wish to begin a career in public school music teaching, both instrumental and vocal.
Now, this is your first year over there, so you've got some new things going on, some hands-on program. What sort of thing?
Well, we have a lot of new things. What we're trying to do is to train students so that when they come out of college to assume a job, they'll be able to move right in and do the tasks at hand. In other words, for example, in our freshman class, which is a brass methods class, all of our students now are beginning to teach that class. So as freshmen, they are gaining teaching experience so that when they go out, they will understand how to do this with a fifth grader. And we're bringing that into all of our classes, marching band techniques. Not only do they observe, but our students are out working in band camps throughout the summer, and they're out with other band directors, area high school band directors, gaining experience while they're in school.
That's really valuable too. Now, when the students graduate from Mount Union, how is the job opportunity? What does that look like? Is that bleak, or do they have a good placement record?
Oh, it looks very good.
It does?
Yes, we have people asking for our graduates right now.
Oh, you do?
Yes, we have two that are seniors, and I believe they'll both be placed without a problem. They'll have jobs before the year ends.
Now, my son's going to be coming to Mount Union, so I'll ask you some parent-type questions. Is housing available at Mount Union? Are you right on the campus?
Yes, definitely. There is a new dorm under construction, and there is plentiful housing available in very beautiful dorms.
Okay, now I know that private schools are always a lot more expensive than the state schools. So what sort of scholarships do you have available?
The college in general has pretty substantial financial scholarships available for students in general, and the music department has been very fortunate to have very competitive music scholarships available in addition to that. So we feel that that makes Mount Union as attractive financially as a state school, if not more so.
Well, you're going to get a lot more attention individually. And I imagine if you're working on an instrument, is there a private instruction available?
Well, we have private instruction on every instrument.
Oh, okay.
And also this year, we have started many ensemble programs. We have percussion ensemble, and this is very intensive. And we have saxophone choir, clarinet choir, brass choir, flute choir.
Wow.
So we have all the choirs now running, and they're doing very, very well. So we're pleased about this. So there's a lot of intensive things for students.
If someone wants to call Mount Union, it is long distance from the Stark County area, but you have an 800 number. Do you want to tell what the number is?
Yes, I believe you have that there.
Oh, okay. It's, let's see, it's 1-800-992-6682.
Right. And they should be sure to dial extension, or ask for extension 2180, because that's specifically the music department's extension.
Okay. Now, one of my favorite parts of the year was always the marching band, and you've got a smaller Purple Army going over there. It's a Purple Regiment going.
Right.
So, but you do, and you've got a winning football team. So do you want to tell us about the band real quickly? We've got about 1 minute left.
Okay. Well, when we began over there last summer, we had 27 in the band. When we hit the football season, we marched 58. At the end of football season, the flags and majorettes were not part of the band program at that time. But due to other students who came into the program, we played our Christmas concert with about 56 students. And then this semester, due to changes and things, we have more personnel than we had last semester, and it looks like next fall we'll have about 60 returning, plus other students that are on campus that would like to be in band that'll be coming. And basically we have auditioned approximately, 55 freshmen instrumentalists so far that are interested in scholarships. So it's been a wonderful year.
Okay, so if anyone wants more information, the number is 1-800-992-6682 and ask for extension 2180. That's right. So thanks for coming this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
If your nonprofit, club, or organization would like more information about the CTC or would like to appear on this program, you can write to us at Post Office Box 8335, Canton, Ohio 44711, or give us a call at 493-8925. What's Happening in Stark County airs Tuesdays at 6 and Thursdays at 6:30 on Warner Cable Channel 11 and Thursday nights at 7:30 on Massillon Cable Channel 50. That wraps up another edition of What's Happening in Stark County. Thanks for joining us.